Oh, helps if I'm not on mute. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Illusion Fox Gaming. How are all of you? Hopefully you're all doing well. So today we're going to be doing some of the Hildibrand quests, or at least some more of the Hildibrand quests at least. Where does this start? Back in Eastern Thanalan. I mean, we'll stream for a little bit. So we're going to be starting out with the quest of Science of Deduction. This section of the Hildibrand quest was called The Three Collectors. Ellie wishes to share her latest discoveries with you. Perchance you are curious about the duelist's declared target. It so happens I have identified the weapon in question. The Treaty Blade is part of an Ishgardian noble's collection. Or was, I should say. No, it has not yet been stolen. It has been purchased by an Odon collector, the wife of a wealthy merchant living in Vesper Bay. Suffice it to say, I would be remiss in my duties as a reporter were I to not investigate her, and should the duelist strike whilst I am present, well, I hope I needn't explain what a golden opportunity that would be. Ingratiating myself to her may prove to be the greatest challenge, though I'm told she is a difficult woman to please. Fortunately, I am also told that she has a fondness for rare flowers, the sort Tutusi and Camp Drybone sells. You can come along if you'd like. Wait, I flew past Camp Drybone. Here you are, miss. Thank you for your patronage. Was it for love or money that you killed him? It was you. Have you gone mad? That was an Amalja arrow in his back. I don't even know how to shoot a bow. Amalja don't shoot fleeing unarmed merchants. They capture and temper them. Not that you or your victim make for convincing merchants. If you're going to misrepresent yourself, put some effort into it. Wear gloves, for God's sake, or at least don't wave your hands in front of my face. The calluses on your fingers betray you as a veteran archer. Doubtless you used your skills to great effect 5 years ago, as did your partner. So again, I ask, was it because he took from your share or your sister? You don't touch a man's kin. He knew that, and yet he... Damn. I thought he did it for the money. You too? He's all yours. Yes, of course. Thank you for the help, Inspector. At least he's competent. But when did investigating crimes become such a popular profession? It's not his job, you know. He just likes doing it. He belongs to one of Ishgard's high houses. Some say he's a baron. Not at all like that buffoon Hildibrand, don't you think? I try not to think about Hildibrand. We should get going. Lady Dorilda will not take kindly to wilted flowers. Do, 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 do. Feels so nice to have working internet again. I bet that's what was going wrong with stream last night with all dropped frames. Uh, I figure we can do like a chapter or two of Hildebrand. And again, as I told the last 20 who came before, if you have come looking for work, you are too late. And even if you are in need of additional security, you would not deign to hire a common adventurer. Now remove yourself from my sight before I have you removed. Wow, this woman's a bitch. Hey, how are you? Not too bad, now that I have internet again. Did you really think I could be so easily manipulated? Present the right gift, speak the magic words, and you would earn my respect. What is more, a flower's beauty is fleeting. I value beauty which transcends the boundaries of time, everlasting, enduring, unchanging, like mine. Now get out! Forgive. I'm actually doing a joke quest line here in Final Fantasy 14. Um, so it's like honestly, I would not be surprised if you start giggling from watching this because this is just hilarious. One of the best quest lines in this MMO. It's not for everyone, but I I mean I originally got into it because I've gone from role playing community to role playing community across multiple games over the last hmm, 17 years, 16 years, something like that. About 8 years on Lord of the Rings Online, about another 8 here on on Final Fantasy 14. Forgive us, Lady Dorota. We meant no disrespect. We were afraid that you would not heed our warnings otherwise. A notorious violent thief is plotting to steal the treaty blade. You fools. I shall come to claim the collector's blade. Yes, I read the Mithrai. I know full well of whom you speak, and it is none of your concern. I have a legion of guards at my disposal. Should he try, I will have him seized or worse. And even if by some miracle he should succeed, he will not escape my wrath, for I have retained the services of a certain gentleman. Ah, but you may see for yourself. Like every piece of my collection, he has been chosen with the utmost care. Now look on my peerless inspector interlopers in despair. Of doing some level grinding on Final Fantasy Tactics, since that's about the only thing I had available to me without internet. I mean, I'm not I'm not going to be playing it. I mean, I had download speed, so I could at least watch things, but I couldn't play anything. I tried playing doing some roulettes on Final Fantasy 14 earlier, and I was being disconnected constantly because my upload speed was just so horrible. But if I go quiet for a moment, it's because I'm reading parts off. So, ships that pass in the night, a signal shown in the darkness. The lady cries out for a guardian, and a gentleman must needs oblige. I swear to you here and now, I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall neither slumber nor sleep until the fiend who covets the treaty blade is brought to justice. My lady, what brings you here? Are you come in pursuit of the duelist as well, or perchance in pursuit of me? As if I would spend a single gil on an insufferable incompetent. To be fair, you are not spending a single gil on me. The chance to investigate such an intriguing case is payment enough. Preemptive declarations of criminal intent are hardly in vogue. Sorry I'm late. Busy solving a murder. Briardian, consulting inspector at your service, my lady. Conniving inspector? But I mean, basically, the entire series of Hildebrand Quest is basically they take like Sherlock Holmes and pit him again. The main character is actually basically Mr. Magoo as an as a private inspector investigator, and he competes against basically Sherlock Holmes, and somehow Mr. Magoo always somehow comes out on top. Consulting inspector. Rotting flesh and saltpeter. Hildebrand Manderville and Nashu Makaraka, I presume. Two rank amateurs playing at a profession which they know not. Call me when you finish all these wastrels. You see, I do not want nor need your help. Riardian is more than capable of overseeing the transfer. Now get out, all of you! Where have you been, Maria, and where is my vase? There was a strange flying thing, and the vase, I dropped it in the water. I was so... That was vase once belonged to the royal house of Thorn. Do you have any idea how much it was worth? You will go back outside right now and search for my vase, and you're not to return until you find it. Do I make myself clear? My lady, pray allow me to go in the girl's stead. It's not safe, for she herself spoke of a ferocious wild beast. With my unmatched investigative skills, I shall swiftly locate and recover the missing vase, thereby earning your respect, at which point you will gladly grant me permission to investigate the thieving duelist. Verily, it is a plan fiendishly clever in its intricacies. Not when spoken aloud. Miss Maria, would you be so kind as to tell me exactly what happened? I picked up the vase and... Okay. Okay. I picked up the vase in Oda, like Mother said, and I was on my way home. I was crossing the bridge and the flying thing came. I got scared, so I ran. When I stopped, it was gone, but so was the vase. I think I dropped it in Nafka's wells. I want to go and look, but there were scary-looking things down there. I'm scared to go alone. You are no longer alone, Miss Maria. We shall go together and look for the vase. All 5 of us. All 4 of you. I'm going after Inspector Briardian. If the duelist strikes, I mean to be there. But, Miss Ellie, how can you ignore the plight of a young girl for the sake of a story? Because that's my job, you imbecile. Well, we shall not be derelict in our duties to justice. Come, Nashu, we must away. You don't even know what the bloody vase looks like. Maria, dear, listen. If it gets dangerous, or if you feel afraid, run to this adventurer for help. Understand? Probably the only smart things you got told there. We'll save the flamboyant oaf for last. That girl run by earlier. I seen her, had something in her hands, but dropped it while across the bridge. Didn't get a good look, but I reckon it don't matter any road. Whatever it was, it's long gone by now. A vase? Well, anything that falls in the water is like to be swept downstream fairly quickly. Does that have anything to do with that queer winged beast I saw earlier? Nah, never mind then. A pox upon that thieving demon bird. He shall rue the day he crossed paths with me. Huh? A vase? I know not of what you... God curse this infernal refuse underfoot. Every point is a dagger. Do I spy the treasured vase of Lady Dorilda over? Oh, oh dear. Welcome back. Does this belong to you, child? Forgive me, I was so engrossed in my search that I did not notice. Your search for what, pray tell? The demon bird that absconded with my weapon. I set it down for but a moment only to see it next in the talons of that accursed creature. I gave chase, following it to these waters, and in my haste I must have stepped upon your vase. Don't fret, Maria. I know it looks bad, but I'm sure the Inspector Hildibrand will think of something. Oh, but I already have my faithful assistant. Hearken to me now, for as the rising sun doth dispel the dark, so shall my solution resolve our dilemma. But first, we must gather as many fragments of the vase as we can find. this would incredibly be a pain in the ass to try and do in reality. I mean, this wouldn't be much different than trying to get crawdads, fish for crawdads in a creek. And finding the crawdads would actually be easier because all you have to do for that is lift rocks and usually they'll start swimming around. Tricky thing is grabbing them without getting pinched. Come to present your findings, have you? Splendid, let's have a look. Well done, my friend. This should be more than sufficient for our needs. He has performed miracles with far less, after all. There is but one person in all Eorzea capable of reconstructing this vase, a man whose skill with the hammer has brought rival goldsmiths low. So breathtaking are his works, so fearsome his competitive spirit. This man is no mere goldsmith. You speak of him as one would of a great warrior. Once a notorious gang of thieves were perpetrated a series of robberies in Ul'dah, targeting establishments which sold luxury goods. One such shop was owned by the humble lapidary of whom I speak. His was the last shop the thieves struck, for the following morning they were found beaten, bound, and gagged in the gold court. The breastplates never learned who was responsible. The only information they had was the testimony of a thief who kept muttering the words, "The hammer! The hammer!" He sounds dangerous. Aye, that he does, and I do so enjoy the company of dangerous men. But where are my manners? I've yet to properly introduce myself. I am Gilgamesh, and that is my companion, Enkidu. Well, not really. It has been many moons since I last saw her, so to ease the burden of loneliness, I tamed a rooster and painted it green. In any case, you mean to... I told you, this quest line is insane. This guy has... Gilgamesh is a character throughout all the Final Fantasy games. I'm not sure how familiar you are with him, but he's kind of he's a world-hopping weapon collector who has a companion called Enkidu, which is this flying green creature. Well, Enkidu ran off, so he kidnapped a rooster and painted it green. And somehow this rooster is actually able to carry him and fly him about. And it's just a normal sized rooster. In any case, you mean to search for this goldsmith? Yes. If so, it would be my pleasure to help. The pleasure is all mine, Gilligan. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, bid you welcome. If it is that hard for you to remember, I give you leave to call me Gil. Excellent suggestion, Greg. Playful monikers are an effective means of building camaraderie. Call me Hildy. Now, then, from what I know of the goldsmith's propensity to procure his materials himself, I have deduced that he is most likely to be found in the vicinity of Blue Fog in northern Thanalan. It is there we shall begin our search. Oh, I remember this scene from years ago. This is one of my favorite scenes in the entire game that's about to happen. Because somehow also, like, this inspector's family is just crazy strong. Like, at one point in the story, his mother hits him with a frying pan and launches him to the moon. And then there's what's about to happen here in a few moments, which is also pretty insane. I don't think it's been dead long. Maybe whoever did it is still around. A single blow to the head? Impressive. The Dublin, the Basilisk, the Ironman, all were slain with a hammer, as was the beast over yonder, unless I am mistaken. That Chimera must be his latest prize, which means he must still be about. Mayhap he will be watching us this very moment, attempting to ascertain our intentions. He was ever a cautious man when on the hunt. Alas, it comes to this. Though every fiber of my brain cries out in rebellion, I must break my oath and do the unspeakable. What must you do that is so terrible? I must dance! I cannot avert mine eyes. That is the dance of House Manderville, passed down from father to son. Were I to perform it within sight of our quarry, he would not be able to resist revealing himself. Alas, I neglected to properly stretch my legs beforehand. I see no other solution. You must dance in my stead. Though it be gross, nay, unconscionable violation of my family's traditions, I must bequeath to you the Manderville. We are siblings now, my constant comrade, for I have shared with you the secrets of House Manderville. Now you must use that knowledge, go to the fallen Chimera, and dance like only a Manderville can. Fancy yourself a Manderville man? You would do what only a Manderville can. Then lift your legs and put up your hands. Be a Manderville man. My singing sucks. My singing sucks. I'm sorry. He comes. And here comes Godbert Manderville. Ho, ho, ho. You have not to fear for me, not at all. The only accounts I came to settle were with the Chimera. But you were not drawn here by some coincidence, were you? No, you came in search of me, Godbert. Why else would you gyrate your hips in such a gentlemanly fashion if not that? But, more importantly, how in the hell did you learn the Manderville? If I did not teach you, then who? Here it goes. One of the best scenes I've ever seen in an MMO. Wait for it. By the grace of Thal, what sorcerer is this? He yet lives? And here's the start of it. Hildibrand. And here it is. Oh, they changed it a little bit. It's not as big an explosion as it used to be. 10 years, Hildibrand. 10 years since you left home, and 5 since I learned of your trip to Dalamud. How long were you planning to allow your mother and father to suffer under the illusion that their beloved son was dead? Son, you are Hildy's father? Godbert the goldsmith, a Manderville man, smithing as only a Manderville can. Oil him up and give him a tan, fit for a Manderville man. But suplex so hard, create an explosion, and just, like I said, this entire questline is just insanity incarnate. And the fact that they didn't, in the Shadowbringers expansion, did not have any Hildibrand quests saddened me greatly. I'm so glad they've actually started doing new quests for this series. Please, Father, cease your undulations at once. There are more pressing matters at hand. This antique vase must be made whole once more, for the sake of Miss Maria. Ha! Do not worry, little one. I deal with worse cases before my morning bowel movement. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's basically a goldsmith fixing a vase. Somehow fixing it with a hammer. I don't get how that works, but okay. Because, I mean, ultimately, hitting it with a hammer would not fix it. It would just break it more. Hold your applause until the end. By our God, guide my hammer. Look how it sparkles in the twilight. How it radiates elegance. Would you all not agree that it is a work of art? You've completely destroyed a priceless antique's historical value. Nonsense. I have taken a dull, unremarkable vase and transformed it into something far superior. I hope you were paying attention, Hildy. How long has it been since you last held a hammer? Well, I mean, actually, that having a Repairing a vase or cup or teapot, any kind of pottery, usually using gold filigree, is actually a very common practice in Japan. So it's actually not wouldn't be considered destroying it at all generally. At least in Western culture, yes, it would incredibly be broken and decrease the value. But Father, I that is not my path. I am an agent of inquiry, an inspector. It is my duty to help those in need. Miss Maria is one such person. There are others too. Innocent people whose weapons were carelessly ripped from their hands by a thieving duelist. I thought you had put away childish dreams. No matter. You will understand in due time. No, I will not. I am an inspector, Father. I can be naught else. Yeah, but you're a really crappy inspector. Mr. Godbert, sir, I don't think my mother's going to like what you did. She probably won't let Mr. Hildebrand help with the investigation. Well, we cannot say that for certain, can we? Mayhap she will take a liking to this reimagining? You spoke of a thieving duelist, did you not? It so happens I am something of a duelist myself. Were we to cross paths with this fellow, I would welcome this opportunity to pit my skills against his. And Kaido as well, I should think. I see you too possess a strong sense of justice. Full glad am I to have met you, Greg. Now, let us return to Vesper Bay and see how our vase is received. Vesper Bay, you say? What a coincidence! I shall be traveling there on business once I have finished gathering materials. Oh, I think I might have seen the demon bird which took my weapon. Go on without me. I shall follow soon anon. So nice to sit down with a beer and read and watch some really funny stuff. I don't know. Things like this are just really nice and relaxing. It's nice every now and then to do something that's a more serious game, but having these nice little side stories that are just nuts, to put it any better way, is always really nice to have. Yeah. Have you ever played the game Maneater? It it is one of the funniest games. You basically just play as a shark. It's a kind of simple open world RPG. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to play through, but the narration of it. Have you ever watched Rick and Morty? I was going to say, if you've watched that, then one of the characters on there is the voice actor for the one of the characters is the narrator for it, and it is just hilarious. They came out with a DLC for it, and the character that plays the narrator just went off like the conspiracy theory deep end, and it was just the funniest shit. Like, really? I hope she likes it. Well, here's your vase. Hopefully you like it. If not, well, fuck you. Take it anyway. Mother, I brought you the vase. By the gods, have you all no shame? How dare you make my daughter complicit in your chicanery? I don't know where you found this gaudy trash, but bears no resemblance whatsoever to the vase I purchased. Now see here, Lady Dorilda. Not only did you send Marina fetch your priceless vase alone, placing her in considerable danger should bandits or wild beasts attack, which they did, but... Gaudy trash? Lord Manderville, I did not realize you had arrived. Though I know it is nothing compared to the lavish accommodations an esteemed gentleman such as yourself must enjoy, I pray my humble abode meets you with your satisfaction. I mean, at least he has clothes on for once. Usually Godbert doesn't ever have clothes on. Oh, it does, my lady. It does indeed. Especially that exquisite face over yonder. Although I gather from your previous comments that you do not like my reconstruction? Your reconstruction? I don't like it. I love it. It would go so far as to call it the new centerpiece of my Thorn Dynasty collection. Wow, way to walk back your comments, lady. Ah, what a relief. I would have been most distressed had you said otherwise. We Mandervilles do so take pride in our work and never strive for professional perfection. But what am I repeating what my son Hilbrand doubtless told you when he offered to investigate the duelist's threats? Enough expository. If I could get my mouth to work right. Expository banter, I say. I cannot recall if your son used those precise words, but I do remember thinking that his help would be most welcome. You will be helping us, Inspector Hildebrand, will you not? Wait a minute. Your father is Lord Godbert Manderville, the man who took Elond Quiver's seat on the syndicate? It appears there have been a great many developments over the past 10 years of which I was completely unaware of. In any case, we must redirect our energies towards the investigation of the thieving duelist. Our first order of business will be to review the facts with consenting Inspector Briardian. Yeah, he doesn't much care for people helping out on his investigations. Why are you still here? Allow me to elucidate. Lady Dorota has asked that we assist with the investigation. Now kindly share with us all your information. Fine. Our plans have advanced to a stage that even you couldn't ruin them anyway. I commissioned several reproductions of the Treaty Blade through a merchant named Jajampa, who traffics in counterfeit antiquities. These blades have been delivered to the Observatorium, where they are being distributed among Lady Dorota's sellswords. Once I give the order, they will transport them via alternate routes to Vesper Bay. Oh, I think I get it. You're hiding the real transport with a bunch of decoys, right? They're all decoys. The moment the thief strikes, all our forces will converge on his location, including those disguised as small folk along each route. The real Treaty Blade will remain in the original owner's vault until the thief has been apprehended. Everything has been accounted for. You are superfluous. Yeah, I get that, Briardian. I don't know why he tried to show off muscles that he doesn't really have. Mayhap we could use more small folk to watch the roads in and out of the observatorium, assuming you have the capacity to conduct yourself in an unassuming fashion. Fear not, my fellow inspector, for I am a master of disguise. Have you any information regarding the duelist himself? A description? You never thought to ask Humphrey, did you? This thief is said to be a towering brute dressed in red who yields a halberd. A man so garishly dressed should be easy to find in snowy Coerthus. Then I suppose we don't need your help after all, do we? Come or don't, I couldn't care less. Be seeing you. Like I said, Mr. Magoo smiling and waving them off even as they basically toss him down a well and go away. Pray forgive my lateness. Greg, my good man, what a pleasure to see you again. We just received new information regarding the weapon thief. A victim described him as a halberd-wielding brute dressed in a ridiculous outfit. A ridiculous outfit. Now I am intrigued. What reasons would a warrior have for wearing impractical clothing? What reasons indeed? It is stuff to make a gentleman laugh. Except you're talking to very a very garishly dressed in red gigantic brute. Allow me to summarize our current plan of action. Our destination is the observatorium, and our mission is to pose as goodly small folk in accordance with Inspector Briardian's instructions. Naturally, should the situation demand improvisation, we are to disregard those instructions. Any questions? No. Then let us sally forth at once. Another way to put this is basically uh, Briardian is like the one guy from the A team, and somehow Hildibrand will always just fuck up the plan, and somehow still get things to work out. But yeah, we'll fuck up the plan. And where am I going? Am I going to the top of the observatorium, or I'm going down in the little town below? Hail to thee, fellow servant of justice. I take it you're one of the many tasks with transporting a counterfeit treaty blade? Clearly you've mistaken me for someone else, sir. At ease, Sergeant. They're with us. More small folk. Keep an eye on them, or else. Anytime I'm reading the lines from this game, I really wish I actually could speak with a British accent, because after having finally listened to all the English voice actors and the fact that they're pretty much all have a British or Irish accent, makes me wish I could do it. But sir, I bugger me. Don't you bloody move until I get back. I say, is this land always so inhospitable? The biting winds, the endless snows. Mayhap keeping active will help me stay warm. Oh, and should I chance to find the thieving duelist, I will of course summon you after administering the requisite beating. You're pardoned. Good. You're still. Wasn't there someone else with you a moment ago? Ah, you speak of Greg. He ventured outside the gates mere moments before your arrival, full eager to catch the thief, as are we. Come, Nashu. We too must answer the call of duty. You look like you might actually be useful. Why don't you have a word with my man near the east gates? We're on demand over there. You see that just now? No? I don't think my eyes were playing tricks on me, but there's only one way to be sure. You wait here. Inspector, over there, look! What is it, Nashu? Pray tell me what you see. Aha! I see you, demon bird. You will not escape me this time. Why, hello there, my friends. Is aught amiss? Oh, it's just Greg. For a moment I thought you might have spotted our thief. Come, Nashu, we have lingered here overlong. We must egress post haste. There is not out of ordinary here either. No, look, We have scoured every elm of this area to no avail. I can only conclude that having learned that his opponent was to be the legendary Inspector Hildibrand, the duelist renounced his criminal ways and retreated into hiding. Or perhaps he was waiting patiently outside the walls for more wagons to leave. That being said, should you decide to venture into the wilderness, you had best arm yourself with more than your wits. Whoa, excuse me. I appreciate your concern, Miss Ellie, but a gentleman should abstain from violence unless absolutely necessary. I'll fight for you, Inspector. I even found a weapon to use. By the 12, is that the same spear which propelled me to the Red Moon? Wherever did you find it? It was buried in the snow. Well, one cannot ignore the will of destiny. Return it to me, Nashu. Though I will still endeavor to avoid fisticuffs, I will be duly armed should worst come to worst. Now then, we begin our search for the duelist to the east of the observatorium. Wherefore art thou my nefarious nemesis? 'Twas not the selfsame creature, but one of many. Nevertheless, I know that my weapon is close by. You sense it too, don't you? Yeah. Greg, I've been meaning to ask, why do you covet this weapon so? If you but beheld it, you would understand. In some ways, it bore a resemblance to a spear, but in other respects, it was quite different. It was crowned with a magnificent axe blade, to which was welded a musket barrel. It was one of the first weapons I had in my collection after arriving in these lands. Ah, how I yearned to reclaim it, the strongest of spears. That weapon of yours bears a striking resemblance to the strongest of spears. I claimed this weapon 5 years ago. Surely you can't be serious. Now you call me Shirley? No matter. Give it to me. Give it to me. This spear and I have traveled together to the very heavens. I will not relinquish it again. This spear and I have bested many a man together. I will not relinquish it again. Then we are at an impasse. Yeah, I get that entirely. I can't believe I'm saying this, but well done, Inspector. Thanks to you, we've caught the weapon thief in the act. Miss Ellie, you are grossly misreading our dispute. Greg is a good, honest man who I'm certain has never stolen a weapon in his life. Indeed, I have not. Every weapon I have claimed was by rights mine. Each was a trophy for besting my opponent in single combat. I believe that constitutes a confession. Seize him. A confession to what? I have done naught wrong. Bah, you are all beyond reason. Ah, yes, my plan to secure Gray's confession was utterly flawless, and his capture will be the coup de grace. Well, my plan is thus far flawless. Griffin Crossing is still impassable. I know who you are, even that imbecile doesn't, so let's not mince words. Only you have the skill to face the duelist in battle. Even so, your strength alone will likely not suffice. I suggest you muster what allies you can. Actually, I think it will, because I think we can do this unsynced, and I should probably be able to pull that off. In theory. Nashu, Miss Ellie, ah, my good woman is relieved to hear your footfalls. As you have doubtless deduced, I was unable to prevent Greg from escaping through the doors. I must leave the rest to you. Yes, it was I behind these doors the whole time. You took so long to arrive, I was getting worried you might have gotten lost. Long did I wonder what your role in this play was. A silent guardian, content to watch. Events unfold with minimal interaction. At the last, I understand we are fated to duel, you and I. Best me, and you may have the spear. Fall, and your weapons are forfeit. Fair terms, do you not think? I will even send them to your allies. I grant you leave to summon others. After all, it will value no advantage. For Gilgamesh, it is embiggening time! Uh huh. As if I'm worried. Not sure if we can do it. Because I know some of the old content you can't do, probably because of mechanics unsynced, but we're going to try it. We'll make this a true duel. Oh god, they even give us Echo. Oh fuck. Yeah. Yeah. We can do this. Uh-huh. Whee! Hoppity hop hop hop. Ah! And here's somehow he's Well, for a moment flew. For a brief moment. Alone, yet still armed. Hmm. In any case, he seems satisfied with the halberd. We will proceed with the delivery. Hmm. Still getting some frame drops. Now I'm getting tons of frame drops. So I wonder if my... No, my speeds are still good. Ah, 'tis more magnificent than I imagined. To make a fine addition to my collection. And with that, our business is concluded. Cheers! I genuinely mean that in your case, by the way. All's well that ends well, right, Inspector? That's a shame that Greg turned out to be the thief. There you are, Inspector Briardian. Why did you not wait for me at the docks? Why are you all staring at me so? Oh, never mind that. Where is my treaty blade? But didn't we just give you the treaty blade? Disguise yourself as a client and let the treaty blade come to you. Take advantage of an existing situation to distract us from the real crime. Brilliant! The man in red never spoke of the treaty blade, only the halberd. Moreover, he always issued his challenges in person. Dear gods, isn't it obvious? What is it like in your funny little brains? It must be so boring. The facial expressions. If the man in red did not send the challenge, then who did? I believe this is addressed to me, condescending Inspector Briardian. Piss off. 400 years have I slept, 1,000 faces do I wear. What is yours will be mine. I shall come to claim the Lapis Maiden's virtue. A many-faced phantom thief. Interesting. The design and the wording are the same as before. The thief who stole the treaty blade sent this. Very well. I, and I alone, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, once more accept your challenge. You want a challenge, huh? Stand and face me, you buffoon. How dare you all laugh at a time like this, after allowing my precious treaty blade to be stolen? And you, Maria. Well, I suppose it is a little funny, isn't it? The two of them dashing to and fro. A pair of gentlemen mummers. I know it's been far too long since we've seen a show. We should head into the cities later, just you and me. Not bad, Hildy. Not bad at all. You are indeed a Manderville man. Mark my face, O phantom of many faces, for it is the face of the. The fiend dares lay claim to the fair maiden's virtue? As seeds of jealousy quicken within an inspector's soul, can true love bloom on this battlefield? Will this Manderville man find his Manderville wife? Hildebrand will return in a case of indecency. Hey, what's with the goggles those men were wearing? They look special. Maybe if I ask nicely, they'll give me a pair. I guess we'll find out next time. Okay, so next one is the case of indecency. We're not going to do that tonight because it's a little later than I was expecting it to be. Again, sorry that we had such a late stream, and that's a short stream at that. But thank you, everyone, for joining me here this evening. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be going through and trying to finally complete the 11th hour. After which, I'm not sure what we'll do, but we'll do something. Till then, I hope you all have